How familiar does this sound? Ben walks in your office and says, hey, listen, I am up against a hard spot. I really want your help. And you're thinking, yeah, you came from the same part of the business that Ben came from, and you know all kinds of technical ways to probably help Ben because you got so much experience. And so he describes the situation and you load up the question machine and you let her rip. And you start off with, well, did you do such and such? Well, did you call Susan? Did she come out? Did she fix it? Did you reset the machine? Did you blah, blah, blah? You may realize your team member at that point could be overwhelmed with all these questions. And they may be even thinking, holy crap, this is so many questions. I wish I hadn't even asked him anything. Now, I want to be honest. I've been that guy more times than I care to admit. I came from a place of good intent. I really wanted to help. I had technical experience that I could bring to the table, only I didn't realize how, not just ineffective, how counterproductive my approach was. So let's break down where this pattern goes sideways and what some of the problems are with this specifically. So number one, when you ask lots of yes or no questions, a couple things are happening. One, you're getting very select bits of information about parts of the situation that are the parts that you've thought of. So by definition, you're getting these little bitty puzzle pieces that are maybe perhaps even spread out, and you're not getting really good information. What you're not getting is a broad picture, a holistic view of what's been going on. For somebody to give you a broad picture of what's going on when you're asking a bunch of yes-no questions, that means they're literally ignoring your crummy question and answering a question you didn't ask. Second thing that is problematic with a bunch of yes-no questions is that you're doing so much of the talking. Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you call her? Did she come out? Did she fix it? Think about all the time you're taking to ask these questions, and the person who really knows the most about the situation is simply answering yes or no. So you're not allowing them, you're not giving them the space to really provide a solid picture of what's going on. Where the third problem lies is that your questions are all based off of your understanding of the situation. Did you do X? Did you do Y? Did that fix it? Did you reset it? Did she come out? And here's the kicker is you're continuing to not only think about this, you're having that team member come down your mental path. When really the mental path that's most important for you to get is that person's mental path. So if you stop asking the bad questions and you ask better questions, you're going to learn what that team member has done, how they're thinking about it, or what steps they've already taken. Number four is when you ask a bunch of bad yes-no questions, team members can actually get pretty frustrated. I used to find this myself, both as a receiver of bad questions and as an asker of bad questions. A lot of times what happens is managers will ask a yes-no question and the person going to respond is thinking, well, geez, yes, no doesn't really fit. It's kind of yes and it's kind of no. And that can be really frustrating for somebody when they want to give you more information and your question isn't helping them to get that information out. So if you want better answers, the best thing you can do is change your pattern in how you're asking questions. Most leaders have a lot of patterns they're not even aware of. If you are beginning through this video or other videos to recognize, I've got some patterns I might not even really have known before now, then I encourage you to check out the Wingspan Performance Academy. It's a great way for you to uncover more patterns that you probably have that so many leaders we work with have. We've coached for thousands and thousands of hours over the past 20 years, and in that process, we have really identified where a lot of folks get themselves sideways completely on accident. So if that sounds interesting to you, please go to wingspanperformance.com. Check on courses and you'll see the Wingspan Performance Academy. You can either sign up or get on the wait list.